Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. This is Linda DeVitis, Healings on the Go with Linda DeVitis. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about emotional trauma and healing from trauma. Well, let's get the story started. Right before we all incarnated into this planet, our souls picked different contracts. And some of them picked even more harder contracts. Some souls are very on an advanced level. So today we're talking about emotional trauma and what certain people go through. Usually the empaths suffer the most because they have it the hardest. They have to heal the trauma in order to understand how it is and empathize with others. So in order to help someone, you have to heal yourself. So the journey here is the souls pick the contracts, and you can read more about it, what I went through, on my book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. Today I have my special guest coming, Kendall Bell, which he will be with me on the next break. And we want to talk to him about his own trauma and what he went through, certain things that help him, and some tools that he goes through to help himself. So Earth is basically the most dense energy of the universe. So give yourself some applause, because every soul that comes here is very strong. And it's like taking, again, college credits. It's very difficult to go through certain things, and we are all warriors at some level. We all go through some kind of trauma. So today Kendall will talk about his suffering and what he's learning through his experience and how it's helping him empathize and help others. Okay. So on our quick break, I'm going to get right back to you after these short messages, and Kendall Bell will come and join me and speak more of his experience. Okay, we'll be right back right after these messages. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here to introduce you to my friend and amazing warrior, Kendall Bell. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Today I brought you on to basically, would you like to talk about your trauma in your life, certain things that you went through?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, my name's Kendall Bell. Owner and operator of Rare Breed Universe. A father, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, intuitive healer, musician, and voice for the soulless and the voiceless. I've been learning, throughout my lifetime, just how to transmute energy and transmute my pain and my traumas and turn it into power. I grew up in a place called Somerville, Massachusetts. I was a foster child. I have always had to deal with abandonment and not feeling like I was enough and not feeling like I fit in with this place. And it hurt. I was in depression, I was stressed out, I was really damaged to the point where I gave up on myself, I gave up on everything that I loved, because as a child I didn't feel this way until, again, I was taken from my own family. But you know, as I got older and I dealt with my pain and I dealt with my traumas, it was my kids that started to teach me how to basically find an alternative perspective to the things that happened to me. And they helped me soften my heart, and they helped me get to a point where I was taking responsibility for my own life and taking responsibility for my own actions. Healing is it's a deep process, and I just feel at this point in my life and my level of healing that taking accountability is the most important step for me in the terms of healing, in the terms of becoming the greatest version of myself. Just taking accountability, knowing that, you know what, I'm here for a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. We all have something to offer this planet. We're born complete. And I know this now through my healing. But as I heal deeper and as I dive deeper into myself, I fully understand that my pain is my power. And we all have this ability within us, and we have a responsibility to remember who we are, to remember why we're here. And it took for a lot of darkness, a lot of nights where I just didn't want to exist anymore, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma for me to realize, like, I am the light in my darkness. We all are. And the deeper the fog, the brighter the light. And I use the power of love and empathy. It's for me to connect with myself further, but also in return it helps me connect with others. I have this ability now where if you're around me, I know your heart. I know you, whether you know me or not, because of how deeply I've been hurt. And this is why when I see broken souls now, when I see people who are hurt, I never walk by them anymore, because I feel like it's my purpose now to make sure that they know they matter and they know that somebody else understands them. And I basically look at it like it's myself from the future, you know what I mean? Like, I'm coming from the future to talk to my past self, you know what I mean? Exactly. In a sense, you know, but I guess it's like a superhero syndrome in a sense, but it's for a good purpose, you know?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a little bit about, you know, what I've gone through and why I aim to be a beacon of light. I aim to be one who is always going to shine light on any form of darkness, whether in physical form, internal form, spiritual form, no matter what. And I aim to inspire the youth mostly, because I feel like me now at the age of 38, had I known what I know now in the second grade, third grade, fourth, you know, if I'd known this before, I could have done so much more. I could have done so much more, not for just for myself, but for this planet. I feel like the kids are the answer. The kids are the ones that are going to preserve this planet, and it's our job as adults, as leaders, to lead by example. And we have to learn how to find a healthier perspective to our realities. And I just feel like if somebody like me, who grew up in foster homes, who grew up, you know, basically making the world my family, you know, and being attached to having my blood relatives there with me and them not being there with me, and me finding this great sense of purpose in helping others and helping myself and being a good leader, I feel like if I can do this, then we all can do this. And this is why I aim to get to the kids, and hopefully the kids is going to teach their parents, and their parents are going to teach their parents, and we're going to break these generational traumatic traits that we've all inherited. And yeah.
It's true. It all starts from the kids, and then it goes on to the parents. The kids are the future. So once you touch them, then it's going to expand.
Yes.
You're going to do a great job at it.
Yes.
What did you find most comforting dealing with your pain, like all the pain that you went through? What comforted you the most?
Nature. Nature. So when I went through my awakening, I lost everything.
Wow.
Everything that was keeping me blind, I lost. My job, my truck, my home, everything.
Wow.
Everything got stripped from me. And something told me to just leave. And I did. And I packed a suitcase, and I went to Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and I spent about a year there. And I was in nature. And I started the path of the yogi from the beginning.
Wow.
You know, I just had my suitcase, my music equipment, and I got a job the first day.
Wow.
You know, I was sleeping in a tent.
Wow.
Now I live on the water, and there's no reason for
How
me.
cozy.
Yeah,
I love the water.
There's no reason for me to ever stay stressed. There's no reason for me to stay depressed because I just go right outside of my door. I walk with my dog. I have a great purpose, and I thank my kids. They're my saviors because they're the reason why I was able to put my ego down and actually learn a new way of being.
Right.
Because I don't want them to repeat what I had to learn. I feel like we're here so we can go through things, so we can preserve our children from going through things. And yes, they're going to go through stuff anyways, but if we better prepare them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's the best, to prepare them.
Yeah.
Do you have any special healing technique that helps you the most, like breathing? Or?
Yeah, breath work, meditation helps me a lot. I express a lot of my feelings through music. I make my own instrumentals, and I write a lot of poetry, and I think my techniques personally are through self-expression.
Right.
You know, I have to express myself, I have to speak, I have to stand up for things that need to be said, and these are the things that help me get more in tune with myself.
Right.
And, I have my crystals, I've been learning Reiki.
Good.
And I've been learning through the power of heart-to-heart connection. This is something that I'm just discovering now. But heart-to-heart connection with a person on a deep level is so healing and satisfying.
Exactly. Every healer needs a healer, that's for
Yes.
sure, because we pick up so much. And did you notice the empaths, they have the hardest journey? We do. We have the hardest journey. And not only do we have the hardest journey, but we absorb everything as well. And we pick up everything. And then they ask me, why do we have it hard? Because through our experience is how we're going to help people, empathize with them. Like, be like, I know how you feel, you know. It's different to hear about it and different to experience it.
Yes.
And I believe that's why our soul came here, to experience the journey. We already know on the other side, like, oh, you know, how it must be, but we don't know how it's sit down and suffer through it.
Yes.
But it's all a blessing at the end, because you're going to be awesome. You're really here to make a wonderful difference. You touch my heart because I know you're going to help the whole world through your experience. And that's why I put you here, because you're a go-getter. You're not like you take it and you do nothing about it. You want to change the whole instrument of life, and that's awesome. You're going to be awesome. I know you are.
Thank you.
So what advice would you give others dealing with the same pain that you went through?
Just knowing that your pain is your power. Your pain is your purpose, and we can't run from our darkness. The darker it is, the brighter the light. It's the truth, and nothing is designed to destroy you. I promise you, And the hardest part about it all is letting go, but you have to follow your intuition and your body, and listen to your body, and listen to how the way you feel when you're around certain people in certain situations in a job. Listen to that, because that's important. That's going to lead you to finding yourself. And that was the hardest thing for me, personally, to accept. But if I can say anything, the most important thing is to find yourself. And letting go is the key to getting there.
Exactly. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of Kendall Bell. Yay! We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in with Healings on the Go with Linda DeVitas. Thank you guys for joining in. My guest here today, Kendall Val, is here with an amazing story, and I do believe he will change the world through his experience. He's a go-getter, an inspirational person, and he's here to make a big difference. Welcome back, Kendall.
Thank you. You always speak so highly of me.
Well, it's true.
Honestly, I do appreciate you for that. You really, you give me chills when you talk.
Oh, you're so sweet. But it's true. You're a warrior with all the stuff you went through. God bless you. You're an earth angel, an empath, and a light worker. And you're definitely here to guide the children through their suffering. Do you have any other plans for the kids?
For the kids, right now, what I'm doing is I'm working on speaking in schools across the nation, hopefully across the world.
Wow.
And I want to just be more of a guide towards them and just plant my seed of love and empathy and helping them find their true purpose. And that's my next step. But right now, in the process of that, I just connect with children.
Yes.
Everywhere I go, I make sure a kid knows how important they are. And make sure that I speak their language, and I don't speak the language that was forced upon them. I speak love. I speak, the stuff that we think is crazy as adults, and just make them feel like superheroes, because they are.
Exactly. They sure are, and they're here to lead the world. And through your guidance, your awakening is how you're going to help them. That's for sure. They're coming into the crystal kids, all these other starseed kids that are coming through. They're coming to such a dense, heavy energy planet, and they're strong souls. They're here to evolve, and with your guidance and also the energy pulling up now that we're going up to the 5th dimension. So you're elevating that, you're going to the high frequency, and the world is changing. It's not even like how we knew it before.
No,
Thank God for that.
It's changing every day. Have you felt the energy shift
Yes.
in consciousness? I feel like we're all going through this.
Yeah, and I felt through the full moon in Cancer, a lot of people needed healing candles. There were such waves of negative energy. Everything was shifting, and healings are important, and it's true. Your ocean and your trees, it's amazing. Do you do spiritual healings?
I do spiritual healings. I practice mostly on myself, my friends, and my dog.
That's cute. They need it too.
My friends don't even know that I'm practicing on them, but this is why, I have these conversations with when my friends come to vent to me and they talk to me. It's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this, but we're going to talk real and we're going to talk the truth. And, the ones that are meant to stay. And they do the work. The ones that got to go, I let them go. I love them from a distance. But, that's what I do now, and everybody's my teacher. And that's probably the most profound thing that I have discovered in my life, is knowing that everybody has something to teach me. Nobody's greater than me.
Exactly.
At all. And the moment that I think that a person's greater than me is when I put myself below them without them even trying to do anything. Everybody's a reflection of my soul and who I am, no matter what, my future, present, or past self. This is just the way that I see it, and it helps me remain empathetic and remain open-minded and kind to other people, because hurting them is hurting me.
Exactly. What you give is what you get.
Yep.
Exactly. And how you approach people. Some people are so rude. You're like, what?
Yeah.
And then they expect you to bow to them. What you send is what you're going to give back. If you want to be, with your attitude, you could take it somewhere else.
and the best part about it is, and this is why I credit my mom for being tough. For the years that I was with my mom taught me how to survive. And she was tough, But, she always taught me never to take crap from anybody.
Well, that's good.
And I knew how to take care of kids by the time I was 5. I knew how to iron my clothes. I was ready for the world when I got taken from my mom.
Wow.
I was ready for the world, and I was supposed to make the world my family. I didn't get that growing up.
Wow.
So now I have 12 mothers of all different cultures. And it doesn't matter. I'm their son. They look at me and they treat me. I didn't see that until I healed. So that trip in the Cape is what helped me see all that, because I always victimized myself. I always thought that my friends were more fortunate than me. But when I look back now, I was always the strongest person in the room. I wasn't weak. I thought I was weak.
No,
I was just weak-minded.
You're not weak at all.
I was weak-minded, and I used to have a lot of resentment towards my mom and my dad, but now I thank them. I thank them because all of that pain is what created my purpose. I don't ever want a person to feel the way that I felt when I was growing up. And this is why I just try to connect with people on a deeper level so I can help them understand more of why they're going through it. I can't heal them entirely, but I can offer a different perspective to help them learn how to heal themselves.
You are healing them like that, yeah, exactly.
That's it, but it's a two-way street. You know, and I don't claim to be somebody almighty or anything like that. I'm just like everybody else. I'm having this human experience, but I just know that through this human experience that pain and suffering, it cannot be all of what we think it is if we see so much of it. It's just about our perspective of it and how we handle it and how we see it and what we do about it. We can't change the instances that happen, but we can be in control of the way that we respond.
Exactly. Exactly. Like when I do healings, I can send the energy, but I can't think for them. You know what I mean? They participate in the healing as well. So some of them they get better, but then they go back to their thinking. That's why the channeling comes in. So they give some kind of spirit advice and they could take it. You know, you can accept or decline. Some people, as much as you want to heal them, they can't be healed because they don't want to put the effort in. But you that wants to, that's how you're going to make a big difference, especially with the children. This is your mission, and that's why you went through it.
Yeah.
Even though it's still not easy because you went through such a big bump, but you're learning to heal yourself. You're doing your work.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
It's true.
One of the biggest things, my biggest obstacle right now, and just to be real, is, you know, dealing with knowing like my son is right now by far the one that I have to use as my motivation. You know, I've been dealing with parental alienation for a while, and my son has been suffering through it, and I suffered through it, you know, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand what was going on, but then I realized at one point, there's a reason why my dad was never there for me. It wasn't his fault. I forgave him a long time ago. It wasn't his fault. My parents, they did what they did. But now I'm fully prepared to help my son heal. And my son's mission is greater than mine. And I know this, and there's a reason why I'm his father. And this is the reason why now another great part of my purpose is teaching parental alienation, teaching, you know, parents, you know, just to co-parent. Put your love for your child over the hate that you have for your spouse. We're destroying these kids before they even get a chance at life.
Yes.
Kids love both of their parents. They need to be, and they're entitled to be with both sides of their family no matter what.
That's right.
No matter what. And I get there's instances where you have to protect your child from danger, but if we're doing things that are just not right, and we know that they're not right, it's like a form of narcissism that we underline it. We think that it's normal because it's trending. You know, it's trending, but we're hurting these kids. And I honestly, I had to deal with all of my abandonment issues that I thought I dealt with a long time ago through this and reliving it and seeing my own son go through. But now I know that this painful experience that is happening to me, that's happening to many others, is a part of my purpose as well. And this is why I speak the way that I speak, and this is why I want to get to the kids before they become adults and they're hurt children inside of an adult's body, repeating the same thing that my son's going through, that I have gone through. It all starts at home.
Yes.
It all starts at home. And the only way that we can combat the things that happen to us is through our healthy perspective of, one, knowing the truth of who we are, and of two, of always knowing that everything happens for a reason, and it's not to destroy us, it's to empower us. It is.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And just because they're being raised that way, it would be good to have this lesson or course that you're planning on doing just to help them become aware. When they're aware of things, then it might click to them like, oh, I go home and it's negative. They can switch. That's why it's so important, I think, for the school to turn into this, you know, and just like try to help kids as much as possible through awakening, like spiritual especially. You don't have to have a certain religion, but things that make sense.
True. And the teachers have their hands full.
Yeah.
They have their hands full, and I aimed and I hope to inspire more people to speak their truth and make these kids and their upbringing an important part of their purpose. You know, it takes a tribe.
Exactly.
It takes a whole village to raise a child, and we all have a duty to make sure that we become the greatest versions of ourselves so we can help them do the same.
I always say your experience is always getting you somewhere. So even though, it doesn't feel good, but through your understanding and through your empathy, you're going to use that for the best.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the
You're a
truth.
warrior, and that's what it is.
Thank you for saying that.
But it's true, because not everyone will do that. They will just go through it, and then, it doesn't mean that they're going to do anything about it. You are going to do something about it. That's why you have the light. You're a light worker, earth angel. It's
we
true.
all are.
Yeah.
We all are. And I hope to be a reflection of, the good that exists on this planet and in this realm. We all have a duty, and no more excuses. Race is an illusion. Political status is an illusion. All these things that we use to run from ourselves, they don't matter. You sit down with a homeless person and have a conversation with a homeless person, you're probably going to learn more about who you were when you were first born than you ever have from anybody that you call your friend or somebody that you hang out with on a daily basis, because that person's going to be the real and the raw. And they're going to teach you empathy.
Exactly. So you're on your way to writing a book as well,
Yes.
like I did already.
Yes.
And now it's your turn
Yes,
to
it is.
share it with the
It
earth,
is.
and that's beautiful. I can't wait to read it.
It's called The Chosen One.
That's for sure. We all have our unique journey, and we're all here for a reason. And if we could spread more kindness, more light, things would change dramatically. Now you don't have to, it's the way you respond to things. Now you have to think about it this way. The way you project yourself is how someone's going to bounce it back to you. So you just have to always be aware that people are going through things. If you can't be nice, then don't talk. Don't say anything.
That's it. And your words cast spells. And just not to get, not to get all witchcrafty, but it's just the way that energy works. It's the power of manifestation. What you speak is what you receive. It is what it is. If we can talk life into a plant,
yes,
then what do you think we're going to do to ourselves when we're talking bad about ourselves and others? We create that, and then we attract that in every single person that we see. We only see negative. That's it. And we create that. So choosing to alter our perspective is what is going to be either our glory or our destruction.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
all
make a valid
vibration.
point there. It's all vibration. It really is.
Think about your words. Like when you say something, it either goes up the vibrational scale or down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also, like I said on my first show, it becomes your aura too. So everything is projection, and eventually it's all being absorbed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good people are aware of it. Even the food you eat, even everything has energy. And some food doesn't make you feel good, some food does make you feel good. So it's always about what is good for yourself. But the basic thing is always being nice and kind to other people. That's what I say. And right now, you went through so much turmoil and distress. Now is your time to shed your beautiful light and bring it on and spread it everywhere, because it's going to go all around. The way you project, it's going to touch a lot of families and a lot of people, and you're healing them without you even knowing it. I mean, I do the Reiki energy, and you do the words. But you also know healing too.
We're a super team over here. This is what we do. Linda taught me all about my powers.
No.
They were there, but nobody was telling me that I was a good person for it. They made me feel like I was crazy.
No. Join the club.
And that's another thing, man. Don't be afraid to be yourself.
Exactly.
We need more authenticity. Authenticity is the number one key to finding yourself. And that's what you're once you start being your authentic self and you speak your truth, you're going to see all the things that can no longer exist and can no longer go with you. They're going to see them start to fade away, and let it go. People, places, things, mindsets, just let it go.
Exactly.
And then that's how you make room for what is really you.
And people ask me, how do you let it go? Like, they don't understand what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them, I'm like, letting go is like you go through that emotion, that anger. It's okay to be angry, scared, whatever. But then just see it like a black balloon. Just let it fly away and don't even entertain it no more. Letting go is the emotion attached to the thought.
Mm-hmm.
So cutting that emotion to the thought, that's when you start to feel lighter, things manifest better, you're more open, your light is clearer.
Yeah, let it go. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not, but it takes
Some
time.
people don't know how to do it. They always ask me that. How do you let it go?
The number one thing that I can say is isolation.
Yeah.
When I'm going through things, I can't be near people. I can't be near anybody. I understand sometimes you got to be near your kids and all that, but you need to find time to yourself, and we can't run from our shadows. It's called shadow work. We know what the problem is. It's just we ignore it and we fill our lives with stuff that don't matter. And those things end up being the very things that make us depressed. You know, comparing our lives to other people's lives and thinking about material things. When if you know about yourself, you understand that the things that you get on this external world, it starts from your internal.
Exactly.
It does. And as I practice and as I learn this, I notice when I'm having good high vibrational thoughts, I get loving and caring people that come into my life. I'm getting new opportunities. I'm being asked to go and speak here, and I'm being, asked to go and record with different musicians, and all different things are happening. But when I'm doubting myself and and I practice this so many ways, I'm doubting myself and I'm sad and I'm moping, that's what I am attracting. Everywhere I go, I'm attracting the same instance that I hold within myself. So.
Exactly.
Perspective.
Exactly. And what advice would you give them how you let it go? Like how you let go of your thoughts?
How I let go of my thoughts. Letting go of my thoughts, it wasn't a matter of letting go of my thoughts. It was a matter of me finding reason that was something different than the fact that God hates me or the universe, whatever you believe in, or I'm not supposed to be here, beating myself up, the victimization.
Yes.
I changed that part and I started saying, I'm a warrior. And the person that goes through the most, they're the strongest. You're only put through what you can handle. And I tell this to myself and I speak it. That's why when things happen to me, I've been broken, beat down, abandoned, abused, out on the streets, homeless, and guess what?
Wow.
Guess what? You would never know that by looking at me, because I look at my pain as my power, and this is what connects me to everybody else. I understand pain. I understand the process of healing. I understand that we are all operating from our environment and what we were taught in the beginning, early stages of our life based off of our traumas. Everybody's gone through something. But all it takes is love and empathy. You've seen a dog be wounded, abandoned, beat down, and then they go into a home for the first time, and they're afraid of the owner. They're afraid of, they can't eat, they can't do anything. But after time with love and empathy and just care and TLC, it changes, and then the dog becomes its environment.
Exactly. And can you explain to them what shadow work is? Some people don't know what it is.
To me, this is what my definition. Shadow work is dealing with all of the darkness in your life. All of the things that have caused trauma, stress, even like your negative thinking patterns, the way you view people. You have to get to the point of why you do it. Get to the root of why things happen to you. Me, I used to always, again, look at my darkness as something that made me weak. And when I shifted my perspective, I just sat down and I faced every single thing that happened to me, from the time I got taken away to even to my heartbreaks and the people that hurt me. It was a matter of forgiving myself, dealing with these things in a healthy manner, and realizing that because we have these shadows, that is only an indicator that we have light. So when you're dealing with shadows, when you're dealing with your past, when you're dealing with your pains, and you're sitting with yourself, don't victimize yourself, because those shadows are just an indicator that you have to light the shine, and it's important that you find a reason why it happened that does not victimize you or does not hinder your growth.
Yes. And also shadow work is like dealing with your dark side, which is okay to have, because we're the yin and the yang. We can't be all 100% perfect. As a battery, we have the negative ions and the positive. So everything's a balance. And it's not to criticize yourself, love yourself, because we're all going through some kind of turmoil, but you have to focus on the positive side of the coin. And it's sure not easy to do, but love yourself, because when you love yourself, that's how others will see you. If you put yourself down, don't fix yourself, look like garbage, what is that showing others? That it's okay to treat you like garbage, you see? So if you look good, smell good, feel good, they can be like, wow, you look good, girl. Then you can be like, well, thank you. So it's true.
Touché.
I mean, look at this. Some people, they don't want to fix themselves. And I'm like, what happened to you? Like, even you don't have to go on a makeup spree or whatever. Just feel good about yourself. And when you do, it's going to reflect yourself. It's going to reflect on others, too. And the way you think about yourself is how others are going to treat you. What you put up with is how others are going to treat you. And it's true. If you put up with put down, well, good luck, because you're going to get more of it. Love yourself, self-respect. That all goes hand in hand.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
You touched something, boundaries. And if I can say this to all of you who are going through this transition in life, understand that not everybody can go with you, and you're going to be met with pitchforks by the people that you love the most. And it's going to hurt. It's going to really hurt. But by you separating and standing in your truth and living in your purpose and believing within your intuition and what you think is right for you, you're going to inspire them to do the same, whether they understand that or not. And it's not your job to appease others and deny who you are in return. It's not your job to do that. So find yourself and understand that you don't lose anything. They're removed so you can see. That's it.
Yeah, some people don't see it as a blessing in disguise. They just hold on to something negative. Meanwhile, God's putting you on that path for a reason.
Yes.
Let it go. More right after these messages. Stay tuned. More with Kendall Bell. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Healings on the Go with Linda DeVitis. Thank you guys for joining. More with Kendall Bell.
Thank you.
So, basically, do you find it important to heal your energy, like through Reiki and other kind of modalities, or do you feel like you can do it on your own?
I can do it on my own,
yeah.
but it takes, again, isolation. Healing is, for me, I used to give until I realized that I was always drained and nobody else can help me with my problems, but I helped everybody with their problems. And then I realized, through experience, that I need my cup full, overfull, and I give what's overfilled, and then once it gets back to the top, I fill my cup back up again, because I can't help anybody if I'm not helping myself first, and I need to be at the fullest of my abilities and my power. I gotta be full in order to give somebody my wholeness. So.
That's good that you do that, because I always put myself last. And the person that I would heal last was always myself. Other people, I would put them always first right away. And I learned that lesson real quick.
Oh yeah, you're the most important.
Exactly.
You're the most important. You gotta put you before anybody else.
Yeah,
No matter what, you're no
you're
good
right.
to anybody unless you're good to yourself.
That's true.
And I realized, I read somewhere, it was like people pleasing and doing stuff, it's traumatic, it's trauma bonding. That's what we're doing. And once I read it, it made sense. So I just started doing little things. Even the talk to myself, the self-talk. I am a warrior. I am love. I am lovable. Just making sure that I did everything in my power to do something different than the way that I used to in the terms of healing myself or fixing myself, not using substances, not going out partying, not filling myself with these relationships that mean nothing other than physical. Now I'm at a point where I can't be in any situation unless I feel good about it. It's about feeling. I don't care about what I hear, I care about what I feel now. because of the healing that I'm doing. It's about how you make a person feel. That's how they remember you.
Exactly. That's so true. That's why a lot of people, they ask for healings. And I feel like even when I get overwhelmed, I go to my twin, I'm like, can you heal me, please? But you know, I have to say, I recently went through a real bad psychic attack, and I'm not kidding. I felt darkness all over me, and I even felt it, saw it. The energy was all around me. And what I did was my own candle healing. And since I'm open to them, I instantly felt within like a few minutes, because I'm open to it, as if that darkness went right off, and it just healed me. I think we all have the ability to pray, but since I do candle manifestation healings, and you can find more about it at healingsonthego.com during the service tab on the left side. And basically, it's just doing a healing, a statue candle, which helps cleanse my energy. And I felt that it really helped. But we all have the power to heal ourselves through our thoughts too. But I feel like when sometimes, you know, when you can't get out of a fog and you feel so thick, you need like some kind of healing energy sent to you too. So I think that, to me, that benefits me too. Like getting that fog off me, and then when you feel clear, then you can do the affirmations for myself.
Yeah, your candle healings are magical.
Thank
and I was
you.
processing the death of my mother and
Thank
everything else that was happening with my family, and the deceit that I was dealing with. It was tough. It was hard. But your candle healings, I cried for like 3 hours.
Aw.
I didn't even know why I was crying, but it was cleansing, and thank you for that.
Oh, my
Thank you,
pleasure.
thank you,
Anytime.
Thank you. Honestly, I recommend these for everybody who needs a clearing. Everybody needs to
Thank
clear
you.
negative energies, and sometimes it's hard for us to do it on our own, no matter how enlightened we think we are. We need help sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. And never give up. That's what I say. Some people are ready to jump off the bridge. They just had enough. Never give up, because your mission here is not to kill yourself. You came here for a reason. And sure, things get real bad, but you always have to reach out and talk to someone. If you can't talk to someone, you can always email me anytime at healingsonthego@gmail.com. I'm always on Facebook, posting things, inspirational stuff, because life here is precious and it's not meant to be thrown in the garbage. God created you for a reason, and you're a beautiful soul. We all are. And we're here for a reason. Never go back and judge yourself, because you were doing the best thing you can, right?
That's it.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, I hate what I did. Okay, well, you can't go backwards, but you have to understand at that time it's what you thought that was good for you. You can't change the past. All you could do is look to the future, and that's what you can change. You could change the now in you. And whatever you don't like, change it.
That's it. Because your past is your blueprint, and you're the architect.
Exactly.
So you can take falling down the stairs as something bad, or you can thank God or whatever it is that you believe in for getting down the stairs faster. It's just about your perspective. It's great that you pointed on that. Like, that's very important for us to know.
Exactly. So it's coming to some tough times, and we're going through some energy waves. And just know, sometimes it's not your thinking. It could be in the air too, because look at that, the full moon, eclipse moon, so it turns the energy. The earth has its moods too, you know.
Yes, it does. It does, and we have to, our birth charts and the moon cycles are very important. And again, I said something earlier, just listening to your body and how you feel when you're around certain people. If you can't speak your truth around a person and feel, relieved to do that, then you're talking to the wrong people and you're not around your tribe. Find your tribe. You said something about, we're not here to die, don't commit suicide. No, no, do not.
Exactly.
I used to have a suicidal mindset because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know that I was an empath, that I feel things deeply, and I never understood why people didn't do the same, why people would treat me the way they treated me when I never treated them that way. I treated them better than every single person in their life. I didn't understand that it's not about what they're doing, it's about my perspective and me believing in myself and knowing that no matter what, it's the way that I see these things, and I'm only in control of the way that I respond. I used to react. Now I respond, or I get no reaction or response whatsoever if I feel like I need to. So
Exactly, that's very true. Some people talk nasty, but it's always up to you. Are you going to tolerate it or not? That's where you show self-respect, because if they want to be nasty, they can go talk to themselves. You don't have to put up with it. I learned that the way I used to be super duper, so nice and naive. And then I was like, what am I putting up with? I don't have to put up with that. You know, being spiritual doesn't mean you're a sucker. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, this is the truth.
You know, it's really
it's the truth. Kindness should never be taken as a weakness.
Yeah.
And if you're around people who take kindness as a weakness, I suggest that you get away from those people because they're going to send you down the wrong path. They're going to have an unhealthy ego. You're going to form this feeling, you're going to form this mindset of narcissism. All right, and that's what it creates, narcissism. You're going to have this superiority complex where you think you're better than people. Like, this is a whole process that I lived and I experienced. I only speak from experience, so listen to your body and listen to Linda.
Nah.
Listen to Linda. I'm telling you,
funny.
Linda's. I've spoken about the things that I've gone through in front of a lot of people, and Linda's one of the first people to actually shine light on the things that I've gone through and make me feel like I was important, and make me feel what I've already believed. You know, and thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
You, for having me on the
You
show.
deserve to be pampered because you're very gifted. You don't know the gifts that you have and more that's going to open up to you. You have a whole tribe on your own. You have Aztec energy. I'll give you a reading later.
See what I mean?
Exactly. But it's true. You are very gifted, and never put yourself down because some people, when you're nice, and then it's true, they take your kindness for like, oh, you know, now they could talk to you the way they want. Not, I don't think so.
No, pump your brakes, please, at ease.
Exactly.
You know, this is what I talk about in my music. I talk about, you know, turning pain into power. I talk about my story, but, you know, I refuse to degrade humanity, degrade another person. If I'm talking my truth, but I just don't want to be a part of the destruction of this world, and I just hope that everybody else can just start feeling this way because this is the way that we should be. You are responsible for what you put out. And what you put out is always going to come back to you. So why not make it good? Why not make it good?
Exactly.
You know? And sometimes the things that are happening to you now are based off of the things you did 10 years ago.
Right.
You know? And just own it and say, you know what? Not why me. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? What is this doing for me? Just changing like one word. Just changes everything, the outcome, your perspective.
That's exactly true.
So to say anything, I think the number one source of healing for me was shifting my perspective on the things that I thought were true and I thought were for me. You know, that would be my number one. That's what led to everything else, the Reiki, the crystals, you know, the heart-to-heart connection, everything else, you know, accountability and my perspective.
Exactly. That's so true. Your perspective is everything. What you look at will look at you. That's what I noticed. What you focus on was going to focus back at you.
Reflections.
Exactly.
That's it. You know, it's a mirror.
That's what I say. I say you look at your thoughts and you observe them. Do they feel good or they don't feel good? If they don't feel good, you don't have to hold on to it. You could just observe it, be the observer, and see that these aren't serving you. So the more you focus on it, the more of the same thing will happen, right? So try to shift it, and then focus on something that does feel good.
Yes.
And go from there.
And heal your heart, so your heart is what is conducting. Your heart is your brain as well. You know, and if your heart's leading your brain and it's healthy, guess what? You're gonna make right decisions. You're gonna see what's wrong and you're gonna stand up for it, whether it's in yourself or with somebody else. Because your heart, that is the key to success, healing your heart. It's very important.
It's true. Some people have a lot of blockages in their heart and they don't feel, you know, blockages in the chakras all causes dis-ease. It'll affect something, the heart, the throat, you know. So that's why I always like doing healings because Reiki, like you know, it clears it and you don't have to suffer. I mean, we're all going to go one day, but at least keep yourself as clear as possible.
That's it. And we're going to go in physical form, but it's the love that you put out into this planet while you're alive that keeps you alive.
Exactly.
Who remembers a person who causes drama and chaos and pain? Who wants to remember that person? You know, love is the key to all realms, to all worlds. This is what connects us to our loved ones. When they pass, when my mom died, I cried, but I knew she wasn't gone. I have a better relationship with my mom now than I ever did in my whole entire life.
Wow.
Ever. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Me and my mom, she's my guide now. Everything I do, I know she's watching me. And I know that everything that I do is in her name and in her honor, and I'm making her proud. And I'm doing all the things that she wasn't there to see me do before, but I'm doing it now where she can see me, and she anchors me. So.
Yeah, she's definitely your angel on the other side. She comes really clear. She's just a thought away.
That's it. That's it. And I know now through the people that I connect with, when they're good to me, my mom shows up now. And then people that didn't even believe what I believed, then they're seeing her. You know, and that's how powerful she was. My mom was a queen, no matter what. And, you know, her trauma was my teacher as well. And I'm the generational curse breaker. It ends with me. It ends with me, and it ends with you.
That's right. Amen to that. That's true. It's amazing. I want to thank you so much for driving 5 hours to come to my show. It really means a lot to me. And thank you so much. You're a beautiful soul inside and out. And I can't wait to hear your album that's coming up. Talk about your album.
It's The Chosen One. It's coming out March 5th.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And your book and everything, your life is expanding to the light. And I'm so excited and honored for you to be part of my life. You're the best. And God really put a chosen one in my path. I'm very grateful and honored, that's for sure.
Oh, I am too. And the honor's all mine. We can only see within another what we have within ourselves. So thank you for being a reflection of my soul at its purest.
Oh, no worries. And I hope you come back on again. It's going to be such a great time. You're
I'm
the
always
best.
coming. I'm always going to come, all right? Anybody you want to invite me on, I'm coming. You know, if I can come and spread some love and just be here and just vibe with my tribe, I'm always going to answer that call. So.
Exactly. It's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. And I tell everybody, stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Remember, you're a gift. God bless every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's always such a beautiful time to connect with everybody on Facebook and other channels to spread the light. I will be back on again in 2 weeks from now. And I would have my guest, my twin. Can you believe that?
That's going to be a great show.
It's going to be interesting how we are alike and different in many ways.
I witnessed this today.
You met her.
I met her. I met the both of them.
So you know, kinda.
I know. You guys are going to be intrigued by this show.
So it's going to be very fun. Thank you so much again for coming out of your way. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, everyone. Have a great night, and thanks for tuning in.
Peace and love.
Bye-bye. Love everybody.